anybody who wants to, we can go ahead and get this started. First off, I am extremely tired because I got married, and you know how crazy that can be. Hello there, Sammy. How is everything, man? Ah, come on. Oh, okay. Well, that explains everything in I guess matter ways of doing it. I'm not home either. But anyway, yeah. So. All right, here's the guy who said he wasn't gonna be here. It's like Nega Jeff.
I just decided to say, fuck it, I can't be wasting my time opening on my computer. So,
all right,
I even brought my own beer.
You know alcohol's not available at the space, right?
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. Keep it in your pocket.
Okay.
Keep it in your pants.
Yep. Okay, is that why we don't drink anymore?
Yeah, pretty much. Damn. All right.
All right.
You didn't hear that, kids. Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that the fridge was absent.
Okay, well, it's going to hide under here then. Okay, cool.
Actually, I could just have it, I don't know, like, nah.
Yeah.
I actually, in a bag.
There you go.
Yeah, in a bag.
Really? It's not valid? No.
Yeah. Legal reasons. Legal
I
reasons.
thought that's why you got that part.
Fozzie. Well, yeah, just there's been a lot of review from the legal team and everything. And yeah, it's probably the best route to go without.
Where the hell is it, Rico?
Where? Yeah, where?
I mean, so that table just happened to be there.
In this chair, yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, there used to be a big pile of tables.
Yeah. All right, so this episode was brilliantly underwritten today, and
There's a chair in there, but the door's locked, probably.
yes.
Yeah. Damn. Is he having problems with thievery or something?
I don't think so. I mean,
God, he just like put everything away. Is the store open?
I don't know if it is.
Most likely not. Yeah.
Shit. Things are just not going right for Sean today.
Well, how are we supposed to do live feeds here now?
I guess we're gonna have to
Not do live feeds here.
either that or like books, bring our own.
Our own tables and chairs. We've done that in the past at DJ's house.
Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna have to share a seat.
All right.
All right, here. Yeah, you get on the left. And I'll sit on your lap. Nope. Anyway, yeah. How about I sit there and then you sit on my lap and you tell me what you want for Christmas from Suicide Claus.
All right. Well, anyway, so
that
yeah,
works, kinda.
We'll see how long this goes.
It's better than nothing.
Exactly. Welcome to Drunken Fools Wrestling. I'm Chuck, and this is Sean.
Hi.
And Sean's day has been frustrating. Mine has just been okay. Let's get the fuck back to normalcy.
Pretty much. He is in what is it now? 72 hours since about 48 hours since the marriage.
Yeah, like I said, got married on Saturday.
And I was the best man. Oh boy, that reminds me of the time that I was the best man for my own wedding. Because I'm Chuck.
Oh Lord.
Chuckception.
Yeah. But yeah, like so kind of a weird week for wrestling this week. The Cruiserweight Classic finally reaches its conclusion, and probably the one person that I didn't expect to win won. T.J. Perkins.
Same. Did not expect him.
Not complaining though, because T.J. Perkins I think can be a good foundation to build the division around. With the inception of the Cruiserweight division coming up.
And yet again, WWE steals TNA talent for their own personal gain. AJ Styles, now Manic, a.k.a. T.J. Perkins.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of, according to NoDQ.com, the rumors are, WWE possibly making a bid to buy TNA.
Maybe that's why. It's full circle. It's all happening.
here's what it said on NoDQ.com. As previously reported, the New York Post published a story that claimed that both WWE and Sinclair Broadcasting have put in bids recently to purchase TNA Wrestling. We've been told that while Ring of Honor have put in an offer, WWE is not.
Yeah.
It's being said that the reason Ring of Honor would make an offer is only because the company could secure their television deals for Ring of Honor. Makes sense.
Yeah.
They most likely would not continue the TNA brand if they purchased the company, because why would you do that?
Yeah.
In regards to WWE possibly buying the promotion, they would only want to buy it for the tape library. They would definitely not keep the promotion around because remember the invasion,
Yep.
and it would shut down. As far as to how much WWE would pay for in TNA's library, we've been told that they pay around $500 per hour of tape television. So if you factor in on an average of 100 hours of television a year for 14 years, so you get around 14,000 hours of television. 14,000 hours of television at $500 per hour. WWE would pay around $7 million for their library. That's if they wanted it.
In other words, do math.
Yes. The article did the math for us.
And I have to ask, this is something you guys can't see. Why the fuck do you have Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy on Wikipedia opened up as a tab? Why is that a tab?
Well, here's the thing. I open this thing up like only once a week just to do this podcast. This particular
This
computer.
isn't your main laptop?
I basically do everything through my iPad,
Through your
basically.
iPad?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just do this one for, like work, other projects, and the podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, like I saw something on Facebook, like Adam West was trending on Facebook.
Oh, and you were worried he died or something.
Yeah.
But it was his birthday. I saw that trend
okay,
too. I saw that trend too. Every time I see a celebrity, I'm like, crap, I hope they're not dead. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
He was just celebrating his like 83rd birthday or something.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, that always scares you. Yeah,
Whew.
when you see a celebrity trend on Facebook, because usually it's nothing good.
Oh yeah.
So, so that's why you had Mermaid. But see, I thought you were trying to figure out how to spell the word evil again. I'll never forget when we, I think it was on Factory Boys Live, made that tie into lemons, and I tied in evil from SpongeBob. Every villain is lemons.
Okay, Dixie Carter still owns 70% of TNA Wrestling, while Billy Corgan and other investors own 30%.
Yeah.
As of this writing, they still need around $600,000 to fund the upcoming set of tapings and their Bound for Glory pay-per-view coming up October 2nd.
That's bad that they're that strapped for cash.
Oh yeah, man. Like, well, this has been TNA ever since they lost the Spike TV deal.
Yeah, that's true. How long has that been now?
I
Couple
think
years?
yeah, about 2 years. Because I remember AJ Styles left, and then I think not too long afterwards they lost the Spike TV deal because it's of course TNA would fail this miserably. They had one job.
Yeah.
To follow these two particular rules that the network handed them: no man-on-woman violence, and fire Vince Russo.
Didn't do either.
Team 3D, or as you would know them better, the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, I know who Team 3D is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Dudley Boys. They at a live show put Dixie Carter through a table.
Yikes.
And they didn't fire Vince Russo.
Why would you not fire Vince Russo? That's the
Exactly.
I mean, Sammy's got a great idea though.
Personally, I do believe that, like WWE or, just pro wrestling in general and music do go well together in a lot of situations. Pro wrestling and live concerts, on the other hand, if we learned anything from WCW trying to get Kiss to perform, yeah.
Doesn't always work well.
Lowest ratings WCW ever had.
It's a shame. I really wanted to see where the Gene Simmons character was going to go.
Straight in the trash bin after about 8 or 9 months.
Yeah. But I interpret his words for like he'd do Smashing Pumpkin concerts to fund TNA. I was like, that's how we're paying for Bound for Glory.
Due to a financial error, Matt Hardy has deleted our funds.
That's where all their money went.
Yeah, it's the production value of Delete or Decay.
That That's what he was deleting. It wasn't Jeff Hardy at all. It was just TNA.
Yeah, Brother Nero is just the password for their bank account.
Yeah, pretty much. Brother Nero was just a
Brother
decoy.
Nero.
And remember, it ends with an A, the word brother. It's not brother, brother.
Oh God. So you have had the chance to see Final Deletion in its entirety, have you?
Sure. It was fine. It was delightful.
It had a dilapidated boat.
They did have a dilapidated board.
Yes,
And it
good old
wasn't.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, it was fine. I don't really have anything to really say on it for the time being. I'm kind of in as Chuck pointed out, my fucking laptop's acting up again. So yeah, shit. But yeah,
Let's see, what else is going on? Well, actually, we don't typically cover a lot of TNA on the show, and Bound for Glory is coming up
coming up, yeah.
soon.
Sure, why
So,
don't we take a look at it? I do like, the whole rumors about WWE buying TNA. I can just imagine fucking Damian Sandow / Aaron Rex's reaction like, oh, come on! I got away from these guys!
oh God, yeah, I remember watching the Road Dogg was talking about when WCW folded. You know, like he got fired from WWE, I think, a couple months before that. Then he goes to Atlanta to see if he can get a job at WCW, and all of a sudden they shut their doors.
Damn. Bullcrap.
Right?
Mm.
All right.
This is taking place in Orlando, right across the street from NXT. Oh my God.
Universal Studios.
Yeah, really. It says the Impact Center. I guess they own that
I
building.
guess they do.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Lashley versus Ethan Carter III for the World Heavyweight Championship, no holds barred.
Okay.
Let's see.
You don't watch a lot of TNA these days, do you?
It's hard to find the top network. Like I almost feel like I have to keep it on if I want to find it.
It's like channel 999.2.
Oh God, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a step below like the DirecTV channel that teaches you how to set up your DirecTV receivers and shit.
Like right in line with the do they still have those pay-as-you-go porn channels? Like I want to purchase that.
Oh,
You know
dude,
what I mean?
they'll always have
Okay,
Skinamax.
that's what I'm saying.
They even have free Skinamax.
Okay, so is it like right in there, right in that area?
Yeah. Like I said, like as long as satellites existed and as long as
Oh,
satellite
yeah.
continues to exist, there will be pay-as-you-go Skinamax and there will be free Skinamax.
Okay, so by that logic, it's around channel 662 or something. Then.
Somewhere in there, somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so basically all I know about Bobby Lashley now
He's
is
black.
that he basically looks like the love child of the Incredible Hulk and LeBron James. Like he started wearing like a headband to the ring and like one of those basketball arm sleeves.
Oh gosh.
I mean, yeah, he's still putting in some good work for TNA, but like I said, TNA is just in a sinking ship right now and yeah, taking water really fast.
Not to sound racist, but have you ever seen Apollo Crews and Lashley in the same room together?
Well, I mean, have you seen Obama and Urkel?
Never.
I mean,
The conspiracy lives on.
they're two lanky black guys, and both characters are from Chicago.
Exactly. Like the conspiracy lives on, man. No wonder they're trying to find the birth certificate.
Did I do that?
They're trying to see if his birth certificate says Julia White.
Okay, so the actual in-ring match between Decay and the Hardys, which they did the Deleter Decay thing
Right.
on last week's Impact taping,
So
and
Abyss and Crazy with two Z's.
Crazy Steve, yep.
With Rosemary versus Brother Nero and Matt Hardy. With
Yeah.
Rebecca Hardy.
This is what Crazy Steve does look like.
Oh my god. He looks like a wasted juggalo, or just a juggalo, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
rejected juggalo is what I'm trying to say.
A rejuggalo.
A rejuggalo. Yeah, pretty much. He does look like a rejuggalo. And then Rebecca Hardy is what? Jeff's wife or
Matt's.
Matt's.
Yeah.
Hi. All right.
Getting Sean familiarized with some
Different
TNA
people
because
here. I know who Abyss is. He's like one of the few TNA people I do know who he is.
Yeah.
Because he used to be morbidly obese.
well, I'll tell you one thing. Like in the Delete or Decay segment, one of my personal favorite things was seeing Joseph Park.
Oh yeah,
Like,
his alter ego.
yeah. So basically, what happens is, Abyss is taking refuge behind the dilapidated boat from the final deletion because he's being shot at by both Hardy brothers with bottle rockets,
Gotcha.
or I think bottle rockets or Roman candles, which are illegal in North Carolina, by the way.
Yeah, so suck it. I don't, yeah,
Um,
I don't know where I was going with that.
yeah,
I just like telling people to suck it.
but
Suck it.
but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, just basically after the Roman candles, Jeff Hardy just drop kicks the boat, puts Abyss in the water, and then Senor Benjamin is, I guess, cleaning up and everything, and out comes Joseph Park. Oh, hi, Senor Benjamin. I'm, I saw you in the final deletion. I'm a huge fan.
Joseph Park. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and I loved Joseph Park. He was a really good comic relief character, and
He's
yeah,
Morgan Lee Abyss.
it's really hard to do, like, the schizophrenic character, right, or like the dual personality gimmick, right.
Right, God knows WWE tried that with Kane. Oh, corporate
Oh,
between corporate and demon.
oh yeah.
Anyway.
And I think that they did a well enough job with Abyss and Joseph Park, like, and I've noticed that you have to have like that kind of thing that causes, like, the hairline between, okay, when's he gonna trigger into Joseph Park, when's he gonna trigger into Abyss,
Yeah.
and I think that they do that all right. They like that.
Yeah,
That's what
alright.
TNA is worse than the Titanic.
Depends on which Titanic movie you watch, the original or the 3 animated ones. Just kidding.
Those never existed.
They do actually.
No,
Watch
I
this. Not the
know. I'm
critic.
trying. I'm trying to tell people that they never existed.
What is this? Good cop, bad cop? I'm the good cop trying to be honest with people, and you're the bad cop trying to tell them things don't exist.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I'm hoping that the Hardy brothers take this one
Yeah,
because
for sure. And Lashley to beat Ethan Carter. I'll
yeah,
take Lashley.
yeah. I mean, Ethan Carter is a very skilled athlete that WWE had, but they definitely missed the ball by letting him go.
Yeah.
Drew Galloway rather, against Darren Rex.
Who's Drew Galloway?
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, they're doing the Impact Grand Championship.
It's inaugural. Yeah.
Yeah, shows how much. Okay, they got a point system on this.
They had a. It looks like they had a tournament going on.
Let's see, 3 3-minute rounds. Are you trying to rip off the Brawl for All?
Oh, is that what it pretty much is?
You have 3 3-minute rounds, 10 point must system.
3 judges.
3 judges, judging categories: physicality, aggressiveness, and controlling the action. If there's no winner after 3 rounds, judges' decision.
Well, damn. And they're putting stock in Damian Sandow then, since they have him in the final.
I suppose so, yeah.
So are you going with Damian Sandow, aka Aaron Rex?
I'm going with Damian Sandow.
All right, let's go Damian Sandow.
We have Mike Bennett versus Moose.
Moose. What kind of a name is that?
Don't knock the guy. Watch some of his stuff from Ring of Honor.
Well, let me see him first. What does he look like? Does he look like a moose? Nah, well.
He's a big dude.
He's a big
6'5", 295.
Moose Ohanaka? Is that how you say it?
Quinn Ojanaka.
Quinn Ojanaka.
I think he played for the the Falcons.
There he is. Yeah, center with Jason Snelling and Obi McGilly. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2006.
Played for the Patriots, the Rams. I had a small stint with the Rams.
The Colts for a year. The year they sucked for luck.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
now they just suck with luck.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna suck, do it with luck.
Keep on sucking.
Oh god, if the if they sign the deal out with Lucas Oil Stadium, they can at least go with Jolly Rancher Stadium now.
Yeah, exactly.
Suck with luck.
It's like the Dolphins may suck, but at least we've had some close ones. The Colts, man, they just get blown out. See what they've done with the Heart. Oh yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, and I've noticed this particularly with the Hardy brothers, is stuff like Final Deletion. You either really love it or you really hate it.
Yeah.
You know, like this is everything that's good with wrestling or everything that's bad with wrestling. And the thing with the thing that you know, and I've talked about this with Sean off the podcast is that you know like you have you know like Lucha Underground does this kind of stuff all the time.
Oh wait, not Lucha Dragon. Sorry.
Lucha Underground,
Okay.
and and you know like it's more of a thematic storytelling, and you know when you really break it down, you know like you know what do you remember the most about pro wrestling? You remember the characters and the storylines in which they participate in.
Sure. Definitely.
And yes, Lucha Underground does do it better, but you know the thing
Considering this is TNA though.
yeah it is TNA, but the thing about it is I you know like the mainstream American wrestling audience just I don't want to say doesn't get it, but I don't think that the mainstream wrestling audience doesn't quite understand.
Yeah.
You know, like the aim of which you know stuff like Final Deletion, Deleter Decay does, and all these you know Broken Matt Hardy, Brother Nero sketches and everything.
You know, I feel like the thing with this, you may not like it, but the reason I actually kind of like it, you know, begrudgingly, is because I watch these segments, and I think looks like something we could do. Like really, I can relate to some of these. They feel low. They feel low budget, but they're high quality entertainment. Really, they come off as high quality entertainment because Matt Hardy's doing a great job of doing that character, and we make fun of it all the time. So I mean, that's the sign of a
Oh
great
yeah,
character if you can mock it so
oh yeah,
lovingly.
exactly.
So don't knock it until you really like contemplate. Like think about beer and board games, for example. Isn't their comedy like very campy, very like B list feel to it? But you love it or
Yeah.
you hate it, I guess. Anyway.
But yeah, like but yeah, with Final Deletion and stuff like that, you know, like you know, it's the Hardy Boys going against the grain, which is something they've always done. And yeah, like I said, you know, just you either think stuff like that is the good stuff about wrestling, or you know, the reason wrestling's going down the tube and all that. But personally, you know, you never know until you try, and sometimes it takes a few shots to get it right. And yeah, just like I said, yeah, just I think if anybody in the current U.S. market can do this kind of stuff and get away with it as often as they do, it's
Yeah.
the Hardys.
True, exactly. If anyone can get away with it.
Yeah.
And you know, going back to the whole thing of you know, some people may not like it. I mean, look at the New Day. They're like one of the most over tag teams of all time, and yet there are still people who hate them.
Oh yeah. Oh
There's
yeah.
always going to be people who hate
Oh
them.
yeah.
So,
That's what makes wrestling so unique.
but remember, those people are not worth our time. Remember what Kevin Owens said.
Yes.
Those people are simply not worth my time. Anyway.
But anyway, yeah. So that's about as much as we know about TNA right now.
I haven't watched it like months. Maybe like a year or 2 years actually, except for the deletion match, the
Final
final
Deletion.
deletion, and the Aaron Rex promo, his first promo. It's,
My first
my
promo.
first, my little promo. Did you see? I don't think he signed with him, but did you see Cody Rhodes' wife is signed with TNA now?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I don't think he is though. He's still keeping himself independent. Wade Barrett.
Oh, Wade Barrett's heading to. Well, apparently,
Maybe.
yeah. Ring of Honor Sprint posted the following photo on Twitter with Wade Barrett. Uh, so I guess that business might just pick up even more for in Ring of Honor. Nice talk with Stu Bennett, Wade Barrett's real name. So perhaps Wade Barrett to Ring of Honor, and you know, awesome.
Cool. Good for
Awesome.
him.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Hopefully he takes him by storm.
yeah, oh yeah, like you should have. Let's see.
Who else? What else is going
Miz and Daniel Bryan unable to reach their agreement.
on?
I think that this news.
Cody Rhodes to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh right.
That'd be interesting.
Hell, I'd love to see that.
I would too, actually.
Look, WWE.com has updated their website with the Cruiserweight Championship, which will debut on Raw this week. Yep, in about an hour. It was won by T.J. Perkins during the Cruiserweight Classic.
Cruiser weight. Sorry.
Well,
They spelled it wrong anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't appear as the 2016 version will carry the lineage of the belt created in WCW in 1996. It's going to be a whole new belt. That belt's history is merged with the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship and when WWE bought WCW. Eventually, the WWE rebranded it as the Cruiserweight title and ran with it until 2007. So, yeah, they still acknowledge WCW's history of the United States title, despite WWE creating their own United States title.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I said, we are going to see our first taste of the cruiserweights tonight, and very excited to see what happens.
Me too. Absolutely. I tried to get Jeff to join us because he's like, "Oh, just watch Monday Night Raw by myself since it's not on the network." And I was like, "But wouldn't it be better with friends?" And he's just like, I don't think he gave me a proper response.
Oh, I hate friends.
Delete, 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 delete the friends. Matt Hardy on Facebook. Delete.
No, Matt Hardy on MySpace. I see you, Tom.
I see you, Tom.
And you are not my friend, so I must delete.
You ever see your friends like have those Facebook purges? You know, it's
yes.
like Matt Hardy has like a weekly purge,
daily
purge.
And then like 2 days later, you get a friend request from Matt Hardy. You only have to go through this process. This old shit again.
So in my case, Wayne is the Matt Hardy of my life. He's deleted me 3 times now.
Oh shit! You beat my record. I think you only did it to me twice.
Yeah, we're competing for his hatred.
Broken Wayne Sparks.
That's too funny. Oh God. All right.
But yeah, like
Sammy will be back in a bit.
So anyway, yeah. So how about let's see, WWE Clash of Champions?
Yeah, next Sunday. Ah, crap. That's right. It's next Sunday.
Yeah.
Damn it! I was thinking of doing a live. I was thinking of maybe doing a live feed next Sunday, but
yeah.
guess not. Maybe we'll do an impromptu one next Monday or something.
Yeah, probably.
Some bullshit day.
Kevin Owens takes on Seth Rollins for the Universal title.
Okay.
I'm going to say KO for this one.
Me too. Should be a damn good match, though.
Oh yeah, fantastic. The New Day, Big E, Kofi Kingston, and or Xavier Woods versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for the tag titles.
Do you think they're going to take it, or do you think the New Day will retain?
I'm probably going to lean on Gallows and Anderson winning.
Finally taking it. Well,
yeah.
What do you think's going to happen after that? What do you think? Like, what are they going to do with it?
Blow off match at the next Raw pay-per-view and have Gallows and Anderson kind of run roughshod.
You think so?
Because really and truly, the way that they're currently booking Gallows and Anderson, it makes them just look like big jokes. And,
yeah, absolutely.
These guys were Bullet Club, man. These guys were fucking Bullet Club.
That's the thing. Yeah, they come out. They were an NJPW for God's sake. Have some
yeah,
legitimacy.
they were having regular encounters with Kota Ibushi, with Shinsuke Nakamura, Okada.
Jeez. I mean, if you can be over, just in my short time of watching NJPW, if you can be over in Japan, you can be over anywhere.
Yeah, man. Charlotte and Sasha Banks for the women's title. I'm saying Charlotte retains.
I think so too. For now.
And Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. I'm gonna say Chris Jericho because they don't know how to book Sami Zayn.
Pretty much. Well, maybe that'll change.
You stupid idiot.
You're gonna get it. Get what?
It.
I'll say Jericho as well.
Yeah.
It's sad because I love Sami Zayn to death.
Yeah, really, man.
He looks like me. I mean, look at me.
Yeah, the sad thing is you're kind of right on that.
Yeah, I mean, look.
You're kind of right.
Kind of right. I need to slim down a bit and put on a 6-pack, but otherwise.
Dude, Sami Zayn hardly.
That's
Yeah, I mean, he looks like that guy in his 30s who is hanging out at a bar in Montreal, 30 years before he should make that a habit.
Okay, I'll see you at the bar in Montreal.
I'm there.
I'm all the closer to being Sami Zayn then. I don't even need the 6-pack.
Either that or someone just jamming out in the streets in Montreal or Quebec City.
More or less. I mean, the way he dresses, man, he could be a busker. Why not?
Yeah, man.
All right. Is that really all they have for Clash of Champions
That they've had advertised thus far. I'm sure they're going to add a couple of more
after
matches.
tonight?
I mean, of course, it's being sponsored by KFC, so there's got to be the obligatory Colonel Sanders versus Miz in a chicken soup match.
No, we'll just get down a commercial like 5 fucking times. Who do you think would win in that match?
Uh,
I mean, we know in the commercial that Colonel Sanders wins, but who would really win?
Probably Colonel Sanders.
God damn it, really? I just love the thought. Well, technically, the Miz won. He beat him for the Intercontinental title, so technically the chicken won. Which came first, the chicken or the Sanders?
Okay, we are going to have to go into evolutionary biology here tonight.
Oh, God. All right. So that's really all I got so far. Okay.
Let's see.
What do you want to look
This
at
has been a
next?
slow ass week for wrestling.
It really has.
And
After the appearance of John Cena, what more can you really
exactly,
talk about?
exactly. Let's see. I was looking at an article of 8 people who should be in the Hall of Fame and 8 people who should not be.
Okay. Let's start with the ones who should be.
Let's see if I can whip out my phone right now.
Gotcha. You want to just do it on here? Or?
Yeah, why not?
Or I'll find it or
Oh,
something?
no,
That's
no.
what I'm saying. Do you have it somewhere?
Yeah. I think I have the article on my phone right
Gotcha, gotcha.
now. Let's see. Rex Etheridge.
Speaking of which, I need to go visit him before I leave.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. I think it's going in alternating order of should and shouldn't.
Gotcha. All right.
All right. So should be in Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor?
If you
Why?
did not know, see, WrestleMania 11 is often regarded as one of the worst, if not the worst, WrestleMania of all time.
Gotcha.
It was a really bad transition year in WWE where, all the big stars were going to WCW. They were still feeling the effect of Hulk Hogan leaving for that same promotion. And they didn't really have any big stars, nor did Vince really take much initiative to make the next crop of stars until he had the gun to his head to go ahead and just do it.
Gotcha.
So basically, they get Lawrence Taylor, who, as we all know, was the man who broke Joe Theismann's leg on Monday Night Football,
And now he's broken Joe Theismann.
Yep.
Joe Theismann is Matt Hardy.
Oh my God. That's my disturbing thought of the day.
You're welcome for that image, Sammy, or you Redskins
But
fan, you.
the thing of it is that Lawrence Taylor, he's a Hall of Fame ball player. He took the Giants to the Super Bowl on 2 occasions, and he main evented WrestleMania 11 with Bam Bam Bigelow.
So why should he be? Because of that?
Well, the thing about it is that like when you think of celebrity involvement in wrestling matches, what do you immediately think of?
Cody Rhodes versus Stephen Amell. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of garbagey.
Yeah, train wreck.
Train wreck, yeah.
But Lawrence Taylor was actually able to hold his own with Bam Bam Bigelow in that match to a serviceable match. I wouldn't say it should have been the quality of a pay-per-view main event or
Sure.
WrestleMania main event, if even that.
It was?
It was the match
main
that
event.
main event WrestleMania that year, and but still, just think that the fact that he was able to have a serviceable match against Bam Bam Bigelow does speak volumes that he should be at least in the celebrity wing.
Even considerations.
Should not be in William the Refrigerator Perry.
Aw, poor Fridge.
Well, the thing of it is that the Fridge really only had one remarkable season, and that was in '85.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to try to say that they should revoke his spot in the Hall of Fame. I think that he was a little bit overrated, but he was involved in WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal where they had a multitude of WWE wrestlers and NFL players. He lasted about 6 minutes in there, but pretty much the only reason that the Fridge was even inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame was because WrestleMania was in Chicago that year.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, I can understand that at least.
They just let anybody in the Hall of Fame, don't they? Jesus.
Shit, they let Donald Trump in.
Yeah, exactly. Can I get in? I don't
What
want
have
to
you
get it.
contributed to WWE?
I'll be the guy who unmasked Kalisto.
All right, another one that should be in
Kamala. I
Kamala.
did not know he was not.
Well, the thing about it is that
Damn.
like Kamala is one of the most iconic, recognizable characters of his era.
Oh yeah.
But I think a lot of the reason why Kamala, at least in his lifetime, won't be inducted into the Hall of Fame is because his story after WWE is a very sad one.
Did he
Like
lose his legs?
yes, he lost both of his legs to diabetes. Uh, poor as mud.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
And he has no means to not be poor as mud, really.
exactly. I mean, like I think he started up a GoFundMe account, and I just think that would be whether it's bad PR or just it's too depressing to see a no-legged guy in a public arena.
Especially a guy you remembered as the Ugandan giant at one
Exactly. I mean, he also main evented with guys like Andre the Giant, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and like probably the most iconic wild man character, uh, you know, probably ever, if not for George the Animal Steel.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be in just because of that sad story. Just let him in, man. The guy has nothing else.
Yeah, and like I said, and I feel like and I shouldn't even say this. I feel a little horrible for saying this,
What is it?
but like when I have a feeling that like when when he dies, WWE is going to do what they've done with a lot of those guys, and just lionize his legacy.
Yeah. Wait till the
And
guy's dead, just like
China, Randy
Ultimate. Well,
Savage,
Ultimate Warrior was alive. That's
yeah,
yeah. He got his moment.
yeah, and like I said, just I'm not saying that to be
Mr.
cynical.
Tentacle. Yeah.
I'm just saying it because I feel it's as matter of fact as it can possibly
Oh
be.
no, based on history.
Yeah,
Shit.
like okay, should not be in Coco Beware.
Oh yeah, Coco Beware. Oh god.
Okay, so the thing about it is, like he was a very one-dimensional character, but I think the reason why he was inducted is because he was one of the first African American wrestlers to actually get over for his time.
Sure.
But like the thing about it is, it's just he was just that flashy guy with a giant bird.
He was not over for the reasons you want to be.
Yeah. Should be in Jacques Rougeau, aka the Mountie.
Mountie, yeah. He's not in?
He's not in. No.
Why?
He's the Mountie.
So what? WWE hates Canadians, you stupid idiot?
Well, look what they did to Bret Hart in '97.
Yeah, true. And look what they're doing to Sami Zayn.
All right. In terms of championship reigns, Jacques Rougeau is a person who belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame based on his career.
Agreed.
Three-time tag team champion and one-time intercontinental champion, despite the fact that reign only lasted 2 days.
Yeah, at least it happened.
But I think probably the highlight of Rougeau's career, if not his time as the Mountie, was the jailhouse match between him and Big Boss Man at SummerSlam. I think it was '91. I don't imagine that you've ever seen that.
That wasn't the one where he got hung, right?
No, that
okay.
was WrestleMania 15.
Gotcha.
Basically, like Big Boss Man was like your stereotypical American police officer, and the Mountie was a Canadian policeman.
That's what a Mountie is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Canadian Mounted Police. So anyway, so they had a match where the stipulation was the loser had to spend the night in jail,
Nice.
and of course, just it's one of the funniest things WWE I think has ever done, if not a bit anachronistic, if not a little bit politically incorrect by today's standards. I think that basically they did the whole thing where they cuffed him, they carted him to the jailhouse, they took his fingerprints, his picture, and then stuck him in a tank with a bunch of other people who were arrested, and of course finished off the segment with your leather clad biker, just like, don't you just love the way leather feels on your body?
Oh my god.
Nobody else could have sold any of that better.
That's awesome.
So the Mountie, based on all of that, I think should definitely get in. Should not be in.
Huh.
By that same token, the Big Boss Man.
Damn, why not?
Okay. Ray Traylor, who played Big Boss Man, was a great performer and was a better than average in ring performer. He was a big man, but he moved around the ring like a much smaller man. Very true points.
Sure.
Uh, he too played a part in some main event feuds, but his career never really reached the point where he should have been considered one of the best ever in his time in WCW. Uh, like I highly disagree with that. Like Big Boss Man was a staple in the Federation kind of in the back nine of the Federation years, throughout the Attitude Era, and that's the thing. Like he wasn't meant to be a guy who was supposed to be main event, but he was more like kind of your enforcer character. He was his feud with the Big Show was entertaining if the matches were terrible. The matches were actually really terrible.
So just like the stories behind them were actually kind
Well,
of good.
the rivalry that him and Big Show had was in kayfabe world. Big Show's dad just died when in reality Big Show's dad died a few years earlier.
Gotcha.
So basically, Big Boss Man, does all this stuff to stick it to Big Show because Big Show's dad died.
Your father died.
Basically,
That's real great, WWE.
so much so that the Boss Man crashes the funeral.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, like he hitches the casket onto the back of onto the back of Boss Man's car, and Big Show is basically surfing through the cemetery on top of his father's casket.
Way to go, WWE. Top notch.
And you wonder why Linda McMahon doesn't have a Senate job.
No kidding, man. This is the same company. Didn't they also do something with Charlotte's deceased brother too? They
Yeah,
made mention of what was his name? David?
Reed.
Reed.
Yeah, should be in the Hall of Fame.
Should be.
Val Venus.
Oh God, Val Venus. Ugh.
Yeah, like yeah, just the yeah. I don't necessarily agree with it now.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a talented worker, extremely talented, but I don't think that the Val Venus character was really Hall of Fame worthy. Like especially for the multiple iterations of the character. From straight up adult film star to having to his white bread persona with Trish Stratus to basically looking like the ice cream man in Right to Censor. Like how he had like the white shirt, the black tie, and the white pants.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he looked like a fucking ice cream man.
And what was it? Kerwin White's over there. If it's not white, it's not right. Come on. Well, at least he's actually white,
Yeah.
Val Venus. Anyway.
Should not be in The Godfather.
Should not be
Again,
in.
I disagree.
Yeah, gotta love The Godfather.
I mean, The Godfather, Charles Wright, the wrestler, he was a number of different characters, and if nothing else, then to just stick around with a whole bunch of horrible characters, to finally be able to find that one linchpin in the Attitude Era, especially for as deep as the roster was at the time. Yeah, like just who else was able to bring a whole bunch of ladies to the ring and make every kid from the age of like 10 to 79
79.
basically just have something in common all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly. Marvin was like, they're not cheerleaders, but I'll take them.
Pimpin' ain't easy. I want to get on the hoe train.
Could you ever
Rose, can I
imagine?
get on the hoe train?
Could you ever imagine Marvin actually saying those words? Now that would be a YouTube video. Now that would be good.
Oh, jeez. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Ivory.
I know nothing about Ivory.
Ivory was one of the most solid workers in the women's division throughout the 90s and early 2000s. And it is an absolute shame that she is not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, like I said, just look up some of her matches. She was one of the more proficient wrestlers. And Sammy agrees with me wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Just look up some of her stuff. She was the only woman in Right to Censor, and she was able to make that work for her. Just like I said, she was a really she was a really good utility player, really and truly. But just her in ring work was fantastic.
Was she ever part of a tag team called Ebony and Ivory?
I knew you were gonna make that joke.
I mean, why not?
Should not be in
I
Sunny.
mean, do you agree with that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The reason I say yes is because of her background in porn, and I know that would make me sound like a bit of a hypocrite because you have Jimmy Snuka who allegedly murdered somebody in the '80s, his girlfriend.
Yeah, and he's in, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in, and a couple of other ones, but also on the other side of the coin, yes, you certainly can, Sammy.
Are you able to do 3 people? Have we figured that out?
Well, we're here.
Oh, right. I'm so used to us not being here.
I know it, man. I know it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, gentlemen.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What is up?
Hey,
what's
Sammy.
up,
Hey,
dude?
what's up? I was listening to what you were talking about. People who should and should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
The
pretty
thing
much.
is, Ivory is she was a good wrestler, even with the right to censor.
Oh yeah, Ivory was. Like I said, Ivory was fantastic. Just about anywhere you put her. Like I said, she was probably the best flex player in the women's division during the Attitude Era.
Also, she was one of the commentators for the whole 12-hour pre-show for WrestleMania 16. It was her and Michael Cole. Well, no, the whole show from start to beginning was 12 hours, but they did the 9-hour pre-show for that awful WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
Well, it was WrestleMania 2000, you know?
Yeah. Well, for Ivory to put up with Michael Cole for 12 hours, give her a goddamn medal.
Yeah, I know. I don't even remember if she had a match then or not.
I think she did. I think she.
Another tag match.
Yeah. Well, because there was only one singles match in all of WrestleMania 2000, and it was like a evening gown match or something like some bullshit.
Alright, also with Snuka, I think he was pulled from the Hall of Fame for the murder charge.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Right.
I know Hulk Hogan has been redacted, but slowly he is getting his name mentioned in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one that should be in. The model Rick Martel.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Rick Martel was extremely flamboyant. His line of perfume, that whole
Arrogance
was absolutely amazing. Sean, because you don't know Rick Martel.
Yeah. It says it right there. It says, young fans might not know who these next few people are. It was really this article was big, so.
When Rick Martel started, he had this tag team with Tito Santana by the name of Strike Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
Such a cheesy... Yeah, but then he did the heel stick, go away, and became the model. Yeah. And he definitely looked the part.
He was your stereotypical male model. Think of like Derek Zoolander if he was in pro wrestling.
Oh, dude, I'm thinking like Fandango now.
Yeah, but also he had the what's it? I can't think of what it's called. That kind of that perfume sprayer. They had some kind of fancy name.
The perfume. It was called Arrogance.
Arrogance, and they sprayed in the eyes. Like, I'm just wondering if that's what Maurice did in that match with Ziggler.
Yeah.
Because someone actually referred to it as arrogance.
Really?
Yeah. And the thing of it is that he was the perfect heel for his time. Before the arrogant heel really started to become passé. He was able. He knew how to take it up to the max to where it was almost obnoxious, but somehow endearing.
I heard that completely different. I swear that I heard you say "take it up the ass." But I'm sure. Well, you never know.
Okay, so should not be in Mad Dog Vachon.
Not that familiar with Mad Dog Vachon.
Yeah.
I remember another guy, similar name was Moondog Spot, but that's really in the past.
Yeah, that's going even further.
That's in
than,
the 85, 86 era. I don't remember much about Mad Dog.
well, the thing about Mad Dog Vachon is that he was a big star for his time in the American Wrestling Association,
AWA.
the AWA. So I mean, good on WWE to notice and acknowledge talent that paved the way that wasn't WWE.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, just I don't think that he did as much as people in his time, like maybe like the Crusher and Larry Zbyszko.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's also something else I could add to that.
Oh, go ahead.
When Gorilla Monsoon died, Bobby Heenan really wanted to advocate to mention him, and WCW did not.
Yeah,
But in the end, they still relented.
yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about it is the one person that was saying no to it the most was Tony Schiavone.
Oh yeah, him and Bischoff actually.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I think just the fact that Bobby Heenan was his best friend, and for everything that Gorilla Monsoon's contributed to the world of pro wrestling. I mean, I think that the Grinch's heart had to grow 3 sizes that day. So
Yeah, and of course it had to be Bobby Heenan to mention it.
oh, I couldn't imagine anybody else doing it.
I still remember the promo package at his when they mentioned his last days.
Oh yeah, I remember
Because the
that.
very last thing he did was he was a judge for the Brawl for All.
That is the worst way to go out.
Well, yeah, hey, and at that time he could barely walk. He had been helped to the ring area.
Oh yeah. Okay, here's another person that should be in: William Regal.
How is that?
Absolutely.
Well,
Oh,
he hasn't officially retired from in-ring
Well,
action, I don't think. Is the thing.
True, but at the same time, he definitely could get that role as Hall of Famer. He still is a great wrestler.
Oh yeah, fantastic, and I think that maybe in the next 5 years, I could see William Regal go in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I'd say sooner that he'd join in.
Well, within the next 5 years.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, just for everything that he's done in the ring, his ability to adapt his style to whatever situation, and just also ushering in the new era of WWE, or helping to usher in the new era of WWE. And
Yes, absolutely.
honing their skills. I mean, just if he's not in the WWE Hall of Fame in the next 5 years, then yeah,
Something's wrong. We riot.
On camera when I'm watching, you know me, I watch everything all the time. Every time I hear that music hit, I stand up at my chair and take my fucking.
You see your Star Spangled Banner?
Exactly. I don't kneel. I stand.
He's British, right?
I don't care.
God save the Queen.
Yeah. Hell Britannia should not be in Eddie Graham.
Superstar Eddie Graham.
No, Billy Graham.
Oh, Billy Graham.
Eddie Graham was a wrestler and a promoter in Florida. And
Oh, Eddie Graham.
Eddie Graham.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking of someone else. You're right. I don't know much about Eddie Graham.
Yeah, when I think of wrestlers in his time and everything, it kind of reminds me of old school baseball players, how they were all alcoholics and racist and all that stuff, and that was Eddie Graham, but the thing of it is, his body of work was not. He had a solid body of work in the ring, but I don't think that I always heard a lot of things that he was a pain in the ass to work with and all that stuff, especially around the later times, you had to work around him, or you weren't working at all.
That was the same with Cowboy Bill Watts.
Oh yeah,
He was the same kind of guy, but he broke the barrier when he made Ron Simmons champion for WCW.
oh absolutely.
But other than that, I did hear he was a pain in the ass to work with.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that if he was able to get out of the good old boy mentality of pushing wrestlers and everything, then I think that he'd probably have a more positive footnote in his lineage.
That's true.
Should be in Jim Cornette.
Oh, absolutely. As outspoken as he is.
Oh yeah, you cannot undermine the contributions of Jim Cornette to the world of pro wrestling. It is all. It should be illegal.
The only other thing you can't do is shut him up.
Exactly. And I think that I think the thing that they're afraid of is that they're going to have to do the same thing they did to Mr. T in the Hall of Fame and cut him off. But
that is possible.
I mean, yeah, like I know we'll never see Scott Steiner in the WWE Hall of Fame because
you won't see him again.
And yeah,
Not with all the steroids he's in.
Thank you. Okay, that's enough. That's enough, Jim. Thank you.
What was that?
Thank you, fuck you,
Yeah,
bye.
like they fuck you. They're like, okay, then, yeah.
Jim Cornette, ladies and gentlemen.
That sounds like Jim Cornette style. Just come in and then go away.
Yeah, if for no other reason than particular expletives, they should have Mean Gene Okerlund induct them.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the number one person that should not be in, we were actually just talking about him, Bill Watts.
Oh, really?
I disagree with that.
I disagree too.
Yeah, like,
he did set barriers.
Yeah,
he broke barriers, I should say.
Yeah, he broke barriers. He was able to, establish more positive race relations, which doesn't say a lot in the '90s, but speaks volumes today.
Absolutely, they did help Ron Simmons. But the thing about that also is, whenever he was champion, his matches were never main event.
Oh no, never.
Not
and
one.
I think
champion matches were main
I
event.
think the one stain on his legacy is the way that he pushed his son Eric Watt in the early '90s.
Gagne did the same thing.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing about a lot of promoters, and trying to establish their families as wrestling families.
The nepotism.
Exactly, you get that nepotism, and I mean if you look at nepotism in the pro wrestling Merriam-Webster, you'll see a picture of Bill and Eric Watts right there. But but the thing about
there
it
are
is,
plenty who could fall under that.
oh yeah, I mean David
Sammartino.
Yeah.
Bruno Sammartino's son.
David Sammartino. I think he got thrown under the bus more than he got nepotism.
He did, because everyone.
The only time that David Sammartino would actually get prime booking was any angle that involved Bruno.
And that just everyone there wanted to cheer for Bruno, not David.
Exactly. I mean, just the thing about it is, it's like, say for example, if Joe Montana's son joined the NFL, people would be lionizing Joe Montana even more than they do now, and and would not really think too highly of junior Montana.
And it's unfortunate, because if they do have the talent for it, I mean, look at Charlotte Flair. She's broken the mold. She's very talented.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
yeah, but most of these you don't. But most of these you don't see it.
Yeah,
I mean, look at David Flair.
Ooh.
I
Talent
knew
does
you'd.
skip a generation sometimes.
Yeah, but only the right ones can go. But then again, look at The Rock.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he got over the initial shtick, and he changed for the better.
Oh yeah, and then dude, man, I mean, they're always going to be bad seeds and all that. I mean, look at Randy Orton, in 2002. I mean, did you look at Randy Orton at all in 2002 and say, this guy's going to be over?
No. I thought he'd be gone in a heartbeat.
Especially when he's doing the pose that his uncle used to do, like this.
Yeah. Then they stopped doing that and just held his arms up.
Yeah, exactly. All he had to do was just break it.
Let go. Just let go. All right. We were talking that should or should not. We're on the list. Number one, should or should not.
We just went through the entire thing, but
so number one to should not was Bill Watts.
Should not was Bill Watts.
Who's number one should?
Should Kamala.
Oh, absolutely.
And as I was talking to Sean earlier in the show, I think the big reason why Kamala will not be in the Hall of Fame, at least in his natural life, is because of his story after WWE. Just how sad it is. That he lost both his legs to diabetes, and the thing about it is, with the and I know it sounds a little hypocritical, like with, say, for example, Connor McCulloch, the little kid they made the Connor Spear charity.
Yeah.
But, it was a 7-year-old kid with cancer. He had no quality of life.
But he still didn't give up.
He still didn't give up, but like I said, he hardly had a horse in the race and didn't make it to 8 years old, I don't think. But Kamala, he's a grown man in his 60s, 70s, or however old he is. But he's lived a long life, if not one that's completely sad by any standard.
Right.
I don't think blues singers could write a song as harsh as Kamala's life has been, but
especially also because another thing is he was kind of a little irritable on his own time, because in WCW he was paid to play as opposed to getting these big contracts like Hogan with everyone he brought in.
Oh yeah.
And at one point he left because he didn't want to lose to Savage.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that with a lot of other wrestlers like that. Don't want
the thing about it is, I remember he main evented, I think, a SummerSlam against The Undertaker.
Yeah, I remember that story.
And Undertaker was paid an exorbitant amount, and
I don't think it's necessarily as steep as he says. Because considering this is still, Undertaker was only there for a couple of years, I don't think he was making $500,000 in one match. Yeah, I honestly don't.
I mean,
I can understand the difference in the pay grade, but I don't think it's that steep.
Yeah, of course, this is just based off of what I've heard and everything. But the simple fact of it is that just it was not a good time to be a black wrestler in the early '90s.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't until, like you said, Bill Watts pushing Ron Simmons, and they even had hesitation pulling the trigger on that one.
He did, because they didn't want to make a main event.
Exactly.
Because none of his matches were once main event. But look what happened when he came to WWF.
I mean, basically, if you were a black athlete making a lot of money, it was assumed that you were always a football player.
Or a basketball player.
Or basketball player, even that. And, I mean, what was hesitation in '92 is progress in today's standards. Like I said, Ron Simmons, he excelled as a defensive tackle at FSU. He was a defensive tackle for the Browns for a couple of years, and made a legacy for himself as a pro wrestler. And that's the thing, man.
No one will ever take that away from him.
Exactly. Can't take it with you, but they can't take it away from you.
But there have been a couple of black wrestlers who's also gotten that kind of notoriety. The biggest one, of course, is Bobo Brazil.
Oh yeah, Bobo Brazil.
How do you like that name, Sean? Bobo Brazil.
Not as good as Coco Beware. But,
oh God, yes. Wait, I don't know. Was he in the Hall of Fame?
He is.
Yeah, but do you think he's? But I don't know if was he on the list, because I missed that.
He was under the shouldn't be category.
I disagree. I think he should be.
But the thing about it is he was athletic and he was over as anything. But the character itself, I don't think should be Hall of Fame. But the performer, I think I don't have any issues with the performer being in the Hall of Fame. I just don't agree with the character itself.
The other black guy they brought in was Natural Butch Reed.
Oh yeah.
But then again, he didn't work.
Not at all, man. I mean, I think the reason why, Butch Reed was actually supposed to win the Intercontinental title the night Honky Tonk Man won it.
Right, but he didn't show.
Yeah.
That's what you get for not showing up to work.
Yep.
But hey, it did wonders for Honky Tonk's career.
Yeah. Never try to miss work, kids. You might become Intercontinental Champion one day.
Yeah.
Or miss the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Could you imagine back in that time? It's like, all right, so Butch Reed, we will put him in here. not here. Honky Tonk Man,
Sure.
Intercontinental Champion, and 64 weeks later, holy shit, holy shit, he's been Intercontinental Champion for over a year.
He turned him into a star.
Oh yeah,
And he did to earn it.
I think Honky Tonk Man is one of the more underrated wrestlers of the '80s, and probably one of the most underrated Intercontinental champions of the time.
And he was once chauffeured to the ring by Diamond Dallas Page.
WrestleMania 6.
Yes.
It's funny. It's funny. The two big appearances of Diamond Dallas Page were WrestleMania 6 and 18, which goes to show that Diamond Dallas Page couldn't come to an American WrestleMania. He only appeared basically in the two
Canadian WrestleManias. And who says we want to build a wall there?
I feel like Donald Trump should build like a revolving door around Canada because it's
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, you'll realize just how cold and miserable you'll be. So you'll only want to come back to America once you realize that America's great under.
If that's the case, why don't we just build a wall around New Jersey?
Please. We should build a biodome.
Oh, even better, a biodome.
Yes. Oh God, man.
Oh,
Or, yeah,
that
like,
is
I mean, shit. The EPA can do it. We can do it like it was the Simpsons
Exactly.
movie.
Oh. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Anthem by Green.
Da, 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 da.
So, apparently tonight on Raw, there will be punishment for Seth Rollins and Rusev.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, they have to fight each other.
Oh, that's fine. I don't think I've ever seen Rusev fighting Seth.
Ah, that's not
I paid to see that.
Yeah,
Well, we're going to.
I'd watch that on pay TV.
I don't know about that. Well, at least it's good they've revived the feud. It's good they revived the feud between him and Roman, so it's to push Roman back out of the main event scene.
Exactly.
It sucks that they was kind of
Why
slow.
don't we take Roman Reigns and push him over here?
Well, here's the thing: they kind of had to get into the main event scene after Finn's injury,
Yeah.
because he's had that issue with Seth, and of course Vince is hard on putting him looking at Big Cassidy.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. The thing is, Big Cass is is one of the more versatile big men on the roster right now, and
The problem is his moveset is still kind of stale. It's all the same big man stuff like Kevin Nash.
yeah,
And that's a kind of a big deal. He's got to get over that.
yeah. That's true, but you know, like.
really has, like,
He does need to improve his mic skills.
Well, I mean,
He
when I
talks
look at
very
Enzo-
plainly as opposed
when I
to
look-
Enzo.
When I look at Enzo and Cass, it kind of reminds me of the New Age Outlaws. You got Enzo as the road dog, and anytime they hand Billy Gunn the mic, you know, like just the same as they hand Big Cass the mic, they both always butcher the English language.
And they always say the same thing.
Yeah, well, that or they miraculously screw up the same line that they always have.
I know. I don't get that. How anyone could do that. Oh, you can't teach that. You're right. You can't teach.
This is Big Cass.
7 foot tall.
And you can't teach that. And this is Hooked on Phonics, and that you can teach.
If Big Cass is 7 foot, then I'm like 6'2". Seriously, I don't think he's actually fully 7
How
foot.
fucking tall are you actually?
I'm 5'10" and a half.
Okay, I'm like 6'1", so
Like 5.
Oh, so I'd be shorter than Chuck and taller than Sean.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or at least eye level to Sean. We could just stare at each other.
Did you that little promo they did Enzo and Big Cass? It was last week, the week before. He was like, oh yeah, it was last week. They were talking to Shining Stars, and it's like, I gotta give you one of the first episodes so I can understand what you're saying.
But still, with the thing is, the Shining Stars won again, even though in that fashion. I mean, that definitely makes them credible. That's what Primo and Epico do need.
yeah, they do need a rub from a very over tag team, and they're probably and Enzo and Cass right now are probably the most over tag team that isn't the New Day.
Right, and if they do meet at Clash of Champions, I'm pretty sure Enzo and Cass would win.
Oh yeah, of course. But you know, like but the fact is, you've got an established threat in Primo and Epico, like they're not in the they're not in the picture, but they're in the chase.
Yeah, they are.
I'm starting to like their comic bits a little bit then, like when they were trying to sell Art Crusoe on Puerto Rico.
Oh, God.
And then Gold Dust thinking like, oh.
I haven't seen them do much of anything. Although, at Raw, kind of the last match for Swagger, who's moved to SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
They had him lose to Jinder Mahal.
Well, I guess you got to do the job before you go elsewhere.
Exactly.
Namaste.
We'll see how far this new incarnation of Jinder Mahal goes.
Yeah, because he's had a better one in the past.
Yeah, like, and of course, I think the thing that I'm looking the most forward to on SmackDown is how far in the Heath Slater saga, what new redneck life Heath Slater can reveal to us.
Heath Slater.
We were talking. Sean and I were talking about this at one point. If you do play the redneck game again, Sean would have to be Heath Slater.
Oh yeah, I'm going to.
But also, I'm pretty sure the tag belts will stay on them as long as Rhino is still wrestling before his big thing with the political scene.
Oh yeah,
because he's going for the. Oh, there's one other thing with SmackDown. They turned sort of Dean the de facto heel with him and between him and Cena.
Sort of.
It's like they turned Dean heel as opposed to turning Roman heel.
Well, I mean, if the two brands were integrated, it would make more sense to turn Roman heel. But the thing is, they don't really have any real credible heels except for Bray Wyatt, which they keep throwing under the bus.
Well, they got the Usos now.
I love this new iteration of the Usos.
Same here. It looks great, and I think if they did have the integrated pay-per-view, you would have Roman and the Usos together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's sort of evil Samoan family.
Yeah. Samoan Mafia.
The Samoan Mafia. Also, I don't like the phrase "the champ that runs the camp" from AJ.
Oh God, AJ Styles.
You are not the only one.
It is. Pardon the pun, but it just sounds so campy.
Yeah. The thing about it is, I feel like AJ Styles. Somebody forgot to tell AJ Styles to not do dad jokes.
I know, he's got the soccer mom haircut.
Exactly.
But you got to admit, AJ's really colorful. He's really good on the mic.
Oh, absolutely.
When he was in TNA, he was shit with the mic.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't that good with the microphone skills in TNA. It was worse when he was the de facto little Nate.
Oh God, yeah.
That was probably one of the worst storylines ever, and a slap to WWE when Ric Flair had his big retirement, and a few weeks later he switches off and joins TNA.
You were talking to a native North Carolinian.
Exactly. Big disgrace. That was a big disgrace.
Yeah,
but
man.
And it was still not the kind of storyline AJ should be doing.
Yeah, especially the reason that Little Nate didn't work, Nate J Styles.
Nate J.
The reason that didn't work is the Nature Boy aspect for AJ Styles just doesn't work for AJ Styles.
Not his style of
real
wrestling.
life plane, you have Ric Flair, who is a notorious partier. His blood type's probably PBR.
PBR.
And he has so many women that you think he has a perpetual harem around him. Where AJ Styles is a soft-spoken Christian man, and with 4 kids, and makes no bones about that. It just does not fit. All in all, it was the square peg in the round hole.
Yeah, it was the worst sort of thing to put him in.
Oh,
but then again, after AJ had left at that point in TNA, then came back with the new look, that definitely it brought his career back.
Oh yeah, he was something of an anti-hero for for TNA at the time.
Yeah, like I said, with the look, he was growing his hair out. He had a beard then. It beats him with that usual buzz cut he was known to sport.
Oh yeah,
especially when he started in WCW at its end.
Oh yeah. like a part of me really wanted to see if WCW could go another year, if they could invest some time in cruiserweight. Like I think they were.
They were.
Yeah.
The cruiserweight tag team
cruiserweight tag
titles.
team championships were, which were
That was revolutionary, I can actually say. And apparently, from what I heard, Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio were the last ones to hold the belts. They actually still have them, from what I heard.
I think I saw like a documentary with Rey Mysterio going through, I think his like trophy room, I guess, and still having that cruiserweight tag belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have seen the last episode of Nitro. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, man. I remember it so. I remember it so vividly.
Sean, the vaudevillain shirt.
Yeah, I did. Somebody was watching this last week. What's up, brother? Yeah, photos are awesome.
Mm-hmm. They are. It's a shame they're treated like dirt.
Oh yeah, they're treated like fucking vaudevillains.
Well,
yeah.
That I think the reason why the vaudevillains don't get pushed as much is because Simon Gotch lost a fight backstage to Sin Cara of all people.
Oh yeah, he got into a backstage fight.
Yeah, that's almost a Big Show losing a backstage brawl against the Great Khali in real life.
Yeah,
he tripped over a chair.
Tripped over a chair and fell down.
Yeah, I thought Vince wasn't pushing him because the vaudevillains were more fancy.
But also with SmackDown, after the contract signing, who else to come out but the Ascension?
Oh, good God.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I mean, the match started out fine, but that one botch, and it just went south.
Oh, yeah.
It just takes one mistake to kind of turn the match away from you.
Oh, yeah. And, like, I really wish that the Ascension could finally get their bearings about them, but I think that it is just too much too soon, too little too late on that one.
Tag team soft. That's Enzo and Cass. Also, talk about the Hardys. Well, the thing about the Hardys is I just don't like the direction they went to in TNA.
Well,
I I have nothing against the Broken Matt character. On the Talk is Jericho podcast, Matt Hardy mostly stayed in character.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Matt Hardy is throwing back to those days where, you basically lived that character. Like, I remember back at ECW, the original, they did an angle where Tommy Dreamer had blinded the Sandman. Like, he caned the Sandman while he had a cigarette up to about here on his face, and blinded him with the cigarette, and then hit him with the cane again, blinded him, and to sell the angle, Sandman did not leave his house for an entire month.
Well, that's certainly a good way to sell it.
Yeah,
that's a good way to take some time off too. Just make sure you're not seen at all.
Absolutely, because heaven forbid, it must be so hard pounding all those beers
and smashing them on your head and causing cuts.
Oh God. Yeah, the matches were just secondary. I mean, everybody
he's not much of a. Honestly, he's a terrible wrestler.
Oh God, he was horrible.
He is he still is. Yeah, he was.
Won the ECW title five separate times.
And yeah, I've seen his matches. Like he did a barbed wire match. I mean, he's drunk the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't you like to go to work drunk and not get in trouble?
Oh yeah, sign me up, man. Sure, why not?
But, I'd like to, but the problem is I have to drive.
You want to know the funniest thing about the Sandman?
What's that?
He's perpetually inebriated, and he's from Utah.
He is from Utah. He is the home of the Mormons.
The heart of fucking Mormon country, and he is the absolute antithesis of what a Mormon is.
Don't do what? God.
But anyway, it's almost time for Monday Night Raw, so we're gonna get ready to watch that.
Okay, first of all, Chuck, I'm gonna verbally say this. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well,
and I'm sure you wore that wedding gown very well. I see the pictures. I'm glad I got to see them.
Oh yeah, man.
None of them were from Sean, except that one of you. But honestly, this is just personal. I think you could have done better without the mustache in the wedding picture.
Hey,
That's just me.
I had to cut the mane. All right.
Hey, at
That
least
was-
you. Hey, unlike me, at least you've got one.
Fair point. Fair point. Renee, if you haven't watched, I'm usually the guy that runs this podcast.
He's the camp who runs the camp.
Yeah. I'm the champ that runs the camp, and because of a bunch of different commitments the last few weeks, I haven't been able to do a lot with the podcast. So I've been having Sean run the show for
This
me.
is the guy I told you.
Yep.
Yeah. Namely, those involvements being me getting married last Saturday.
And I
Yep.
Sean was the best
He,
man.
he is the best
And
man.
I've
And
also been doing. I've also been doing a rehearsal for a local community theater show.
oh yeah, how's that going?
Really well, really well. We're very ahead of schedule, which is why we don't have rehearsal tonight.
Hmm.
And yeah, so got married on Saturday.
When do you leave for Serbia?
This Thursday is my birthday, so
Oh, really?
yeah,
Happy birthday, Chucks.
thanks, brother. So yeah, and this particular feed has gotten us 340 likes. And
Good job, man.
That is 339 less than we thought.
You thought it'd be just you two, and then that's it.
That's it.
Well, hey, I'm glad I was able to join in, albeit late.
I totally forgot you could. I was like, oh yeah.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't home at the time. I was still at work.
Yeah.
I was just hoping to get off so I could get my sorry ass back home.
Yeah. But anyway, for Sean O'Keefe, I'm Chuck Beatty. This has been the Drunken Fools of Wrestling, and thank you very much, Renee. We will hope to see you as soon as we can.
And it was good for you to join in.
Yep.
Good to see you, man.
All right, and hopefully,
if you like what you hear and you have friends who are wrestling fans, look our way. We'd like to see them.
absolutely.
All right. So for Sean O'Keefe and Sammy Bowman,
Hello.
Chuck Beatty, Drunken Fools of Wrestling.
Bye.
Later, bro.
Peace.
Peace out.